before the pandemic, obviously I had no idea what Zoom was or FaceTime really. And my technological skills as far as violin goes were, next to none. So it was a very scary process, intimidating for me, to convert what is absolutely so much of a in-person way of existing with our art form, to a behind in front of a screen. So learning that new skill of how to communicate and demonstrate and actually see what the student's doing, get the camera angles the right way, get the microphone so that the sound is proper, tweaking Zoom with all the bells and whistles that you need to make it a good quality experience for both the student and the teacher that was very challenging. But I will say that now, having been a whole, semester at least, seeing the evidence of our work, that my students have grown tremendously and they've made lots of progress, even though we've been limited to, or we've added this to our plate, let's say, because I've actually been going in person by choice since October. But I do use Zoom sometimes when we need extra lessons or when I'm teaching performance class. They absolutely need the human connection of us to them. They need the energy, they need the support. I feel like violin kind of came second to that weekly check-in. I see my students one-on-one. That's the way we do violin. So that relationship is extremely important. It's vital to their development. And there's no way to do it in like a class form. It really is a one-on-one. So and in some ways, when you're dealing with someone on Zoom or FaceTime and you're really seeing them, I find it to be almost more intimate and a little challenging for some students that don't want to be that connected, I mean, when you're in a big room and you're, 15 feet away from one another, you've got your own personal space in a way. And, when you're up close on Zoom and you're seeing the face and the expression of one another, in some ways I found it to be even more, more intimate, for better or worse. I think that it was interesting because once the performing work stopped and the teaching was what I had to check in every week and make sure that I was accountable for, doing right by my students, that was a lifeline. My students were a lifeline. I mean, at least I was in the art, of music, and I was working and I was giving to my students as much as I could. It was keeping me sane when I wasn't out there performing. I was practicing a lot. In the pandemic, one of the personal gains I had was that I had a lot of time to invest in my own practice again. When things rev up, there's very little time for me to have to myself. But as far as gaining as a teacher, I think, it's learning how to send your energy through a screen to a student so they connect. That has been a very new thing. And it's actually now shown us that we can get a lot of work done this way. And so if someone's feeling sick, or if someone can't travel for whatever reason, we can still actually get work done on Zoom or FaceTime. So, or Skype or whatever, WeChat, I guess some people use. Anyway, so I see it as, something that's going to be around for a while as a tool that I'll use as a teacher.